Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Letting Your Sun Shine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. Getting so much into routine, I actually had a cool insight that I wanted to pull cards on. So, what was my story? Okay, so I was watering my plants, and as I was watering the ZZ Raven plant, I looked out the window, and at that exact same moment, a crow flew by, and my guides hopped in and said, "As the crow flies." And so when I tapped into the "as the crow flies," obviously it means like in a straight line in the quickest direction. But I saw a book. I saw like a sepia book. And so I did do a little bit of research, and it seems like quite a few people have used that as a title. And so I didn't really get much more insights about which one it was referring to, or even if it was referring to a book. So I got cards. I went over to my card closet and I realized I don't have a deck of cards that associates just with crows, which is interesting because they're one of my guides. And so, as I was going around, it's funny. This one popped out, Halloween Oracle, and I thought, ooh, that's just so cheesy, kind of like to make it go to Halloween, like crows and black, and I don't know, I didn't like it, but they liked it, so they want to use these ones because there's actually a card in here that spiritually changed my life. So maybe more insights will come out from that. Yeah, I remember the first time I got this. I very rarely use this deck, but this one blew my mind. Maybe it will again. Maybe it won't. And so, as I was like, fine, we'll settle for Halloween cards. But I looked down, and as I looked down, there was crows all over this one. Ravens, crows, whatever it is. So we're going to use this one, Dreams of Gaia. We're going to use the Halloween ones because they wanted to. And then the last ones that I want to use is the... Who are you? Dragon Oracle. Because the whole reason why I went over to water it is because one of my plants, I was like, wasn't doing the best. It didn't do well across the Canada trip. So it was a dragon alocasia. It was a dragon plant. And so I was planting the dragon plant in the pot with the ZZ Raven. So crows and ravens and dragons. It's just like it showed it, like, you know, on like a scale. It's like from the chicken to the human. It was like bloop, 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 bloop. And then it got to a dragon. Okay, so who do you want to start with? We're going to start with the dragons. All right. So there we go. We've got Orange Gold Dragon from Arcturus. Opens you to knowledge for a new golden age. So, as the crow flies, it was the path of least resistance. And so this card is saying, opens you up to knowledge for the golden age. So the path of least resistance would be not going through a lot of hurdles and hoops, and I'm hearing that the old ways that we were supposed to do things no longer apply to the today. So let's see what the cards want to share with that. No. It looks like a good pull, but it wants it to hold on still. And that's what I'm getting. Okay, so I didn't show you. So we got visibility with authenticity, and then we had werewolf, and this one says exploring your wildness. So that's what I meant. Like I was trying to like pull, and it felt like it was ready to do something, to be authentic, but it still had that little bit of drag, a little bit of resistance. It still does. It's taking its sweet time. So let's see here, because Spirit is now showing with that authenticity and the werewolf, and it says to explore your wildness. This could be a case of like people pleaser, or it could just be someone who constantly does what other people want and they never do what they want. They don't speak up for what they want. They don't. I hear you have great ideas. You have amazing ideas, they say, but you're not being authentic. And people don't even know that you have these ideas because you only allow. I'm seeing someone be a ghost, an invisible person in society, pretty much. They've got so much depth and character to them. In fact, there's this whole shape-shifting, like everyone sees it as this shell, invisible. Like this person walks on the street and it's almost like people don't look at them much because they don't bring attention, which is funny because they're not being authentic. And the reason why they're not being authentic is because they want this attention from everyone. So I'm almost seeing like a ghost go out there and be like, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And nobody giving them the energy. And so they're starting to get tired, I hear. Not tired. There's a turn. It's like on that wheel of fortune, how everything stays in the upright. And then when we get to the bottom of the wheel, they seem to have a very negative mindset. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. Gonna go to the dirt and eat worms. That's what I'm kind of getting. And that's not the case. It's that everybody doesn't know who you are because you're being this, I'm hearing like at work, you're like the best worker. Everywhere you go, you're the best. You're the best. And we know you're the best. You know you're the best. But can you be the best at being you? That's what Spirit's saying, is this person is the best at whatever people tell them to go do. But they don't know how to be themselves. And by being themselves, they would tap into this wild side that, and I'm not saying like Spirit is like this, like, what kind of energy is coming through? It's an intensity. They're like, not everybody's allowed to play at this sandbox, right? So if you're still over there eating dirt and worms, like you don't get to come to this sandbox, they say. And so in this sandbox, now I'm kind of seeing a litter box. I'm seeing cats. This is where the cool cats hang out, which is really just a litter box. Okay, Spirit. But you know what? These cats and the litter box, yes, they're wild, but they still have their dignity, they say. We're cats and we're within our refined walls of where we release, they say. But then comes this dog with no, I don't want to say morals, but that's the first word that kind of came through. But it's like they don't have any honor. They go out there and they pee and poop on everything, and then they just expect humans to clean it up, which is exactly what the cats want too. So really at the totem of all this, it's the humans. But I feel like we've gotten off topic, and they say no, we're exactly on topic. This is a shitty conversation. Because I am picking up someone wanting to hang out with a bunch of cool cats, and those cool cats being aristocrats, and they grew and evolved to their standard in society. But for you, I feel like, and they say you fit in so well, you blend in, you're invisible, nobody even knows that you don't belong there. So here you are, this werewolf, and this werewolf can go to the sandbox and hang out with the cats. But every single full moon, things get uncomfortable inside. And it is like, you know what, like I don't want to be put in a box. Like I want to go be wild. I prefer circles. Right? So a werewolf definitely would prefer a circle over a square. And where it went to that beginning of the story where it's like this person is pretending to be the aristocrat and just wanting people to see me, see me, see me. I feel like they're like number one in whatever field they are. They're like volunteering and helpful and like all these things. Like, but they're not seen. That's the message in this. Because I almost just feel like you're a good employee, but who are you? There's just a little bit of invincibility that's like, I don't know, like this gloss that you're, I feel like such a type A perfectionist something, and this gloss has like super thickened. Like it's almost like you've been encapsulated in like a resin. Oh, now I'm seeing Austin Powers and like the cryogenic thing. So yeah. Okay, now they're really bringing it to that, because then they showed it. They showed who he was in the 70s, and that could be like that wild side, right? In the werewolf, and like shaking and doing whatever, and like this animalistic part to him, and then it comes to the future, and then like gets thought out, and things are a little bit different. And so whatever this story is it's saying, you little werewolf, have gone to all these different sandboxes and fields and jobs, and like, I don't know, I feel like you are sand almost. It's like you're like, you could shift into fit any container and then and blend. But what we need, what spirit really wants you to do, remember, be perfect at being you. And so there is this part of you that you know it's you, and it just needs a little bit of fine tuning, because that's where all the character is. That's what your real uniqueness is. That's where I feel like once you lean into that more, it's going to give you new opportunities and new paths. And I feel like the other one left you so sad and lonely because people never saw you. People only used you. They know that you're that good employee. I keep getting. So I did pull more cards. What are we at here? 13 minutes. Oh, not too bad. Yeah. I didn't look at them yet. I don't have a story. I feel like I could really just talk on these two cards all the time. I like these Halloween ones, but every time I see them, I don't know why. I just keep thinking like, oh, cliche or something, you know? But no, they're great. I love the depth and meaning. It's the ghost card that was my aha moment on how we can be ghosts in our everyday lives and live a shell, which is almost like this, that invincibility. And it all happens in a moment when we just, our power was so intense at that moment that whatever we were dealing with, that we stay fragmented in that memory. And so yes, all your energy could be there and you could still be thriving and living, but you're a ghost in your reality. And so I almost see a fine line of tilting into that. And and so this one, Octurians, they are saying, as the crow flies, the quickest knowledge. And so as this perfectionist, I feel like I'm just, yeah, they're saying you're a perfectionist. You are so good at everything that you do. And not to be so hard on yourself. But they're saying the path to the knowledge opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future. Be a guiding light. The quickest way to that light is by you tapping into your wildness or your animalistic side or whatever that one is that is the authentic you, that you think that the cats don't want to see. And to be honest, cats don't like dogs, but it's not for you to change your looks and be a cat. Those cats need to learn to get along. We all live on this world and we have such vast different beliefs. In the end, from the bigger picture, when we take ourselves away, we really are just talking about the same thing. But those who are so opposite and backwards to you, it's an illusion. And so let the cats do their beliefs and their culture or whatever it is, and don't dim yourself, because as this one said, carry the energy of the future, be a guiding light. Well, werewolves and light on the full moon are kind of connected. So this said future, you're part of the future. Whereas in this invincibility, not even being seen, now it's going to spark into being the leader. So I still haven't even looked at these cards to know if there's a story that I'm getting. So let me lay them all out first, because there's so many that came out too. So the first one we got was Earth. The Ace of Earth. So that's a brand new pentacle, brand new earthly element. So with earth, with the dirt, you can plant anything and grow anything. And that's what the wolf is trying to tell you. They don't want to be in the box, especially sand. They want earth. They want the rich, fertile earth. They want to plant seeds and be free and have forests and all animals and life together in one area. So the next one was the Queen of Earth. It was in reverse. Yeah, because all of this is coexisting and co-creating. The only thing that's missing is you. It's saying that you grew up there when you were little. When you were a little kid, you were always in nature. They would be like, go play. And then your parents would think you would go play with your toys or something. But instead, they always found you with nature. Because when you went to go play, it was with the nature elements. Because they are the funnest, they are the wisest, and they are the silliest. And that's what the nature elements say about the cats. It's like cats take themselves so seriously. they're, they're like, don't touch me. They're like this energy. I don't know, the fairies are kind of coming in, even though they're all kind of connected, the animals. But the cats are like, the prissy energy is what they're making fun of. And so there you are, trying to be prissy and fit into this prissy energy. And you've removed yourself from nature. You're no longer part of the wind, in the song, in the fabric of everything, in the magic, in the twinkles. And so what I get from the invincibility one, where it's not being seen, underneath the surface being completely opposite. Underneath the surface, I'm seeing like intense ripples and like everything. And it's like it's a werewolf, right? Soon as that full moon comes, soon as that light or that wisdom or knowledge comes, it activates inside you. It's that I'm hearing like thank you. They kept pointing to my shirt, and I was like, I saw the water and all that, but I'm like, no, these are dolphins. And they kept showing me like a whale call, when you hear those whales, and it's like such a soul, like that soon as it's like a full moon, pretty much, like that soul cry in you is going to come up and out. And so there are two whales here. So I'm happy to see that. Yeah, because I was not seeing them. I wasn't seeing, and so maybe that's it, is like there's this feeling or this hearing. There's a feeling, there's a hearing, but you're not seeing because your eyes aren't can't see it. It's a feeling. It's a werewolf thing. And yes, cats can see really good in the dark and, you know, see through the veil, but the light is like right there. We don't need through the veil because the light is coming to you. And that activation is going to wake up and happen no matter what. And so I think that's what is making you feel lost. Because those that you want to see you aren't meant to be the ones that see you. It's nature. Nature's like, come back to us. Like, you're a part of us. We miss you. And like, there's that call to come back. So here we got the 5 of fire. And they're fighting. So 5 of fire is, and that's what I'm getting, is these cats and dogs, cats and werewolves fight. And so for you to keep putting yourself into a situation that's not on a soul level, meant for your frequency to vibe at, all it's gonna do is to turn these calm waking up, the calm rippling soul cries will start to bubble and boil and be anger. And so the more you're out of your element, the more I see bubbling, the more you get back to nature, back to those that are so excited to see you. They're holding space for you. They know that us as humans, oh, that goes good with this next card. I was like, I don't know how this one plays into it. The child. They know that when we're younger, that we've been a soul longer than we've been a body. So we are connected to nature, and we do play with the fairies and elements and that. And then as we get older, they do know that we are going to have that split where we forget who we are. And then we have this internal struggle to remember who we are again. And so that's all this kind of is right. Someone is waking up. It's almost like the more and more you keep doing what society tells you to do, what the path that I'm seeing is money or power or I don't know, but it's almost like striving for things that, you know, once you get them, they don't fulfill you. Your cup is empty inside still, right? It's like, well, if I'm famous, then everyone will love me. But sometimes you hear those stories and those people are the loneliest still. And so that's what I'm kind of getting in this story is like, you've gone and you've done the things that kept you elevated in the sandbox, right? You're like, there's no way I'm going to sit there and just cry about myself and eat dirt. And, you know, this person's always about elevating and going forward. But all Spirit wants you to do is stop. This is the last card. So this finally wraps it all up. They just want you to stop. We have the 2 of Earth, and it was in reverse. So the balance, it was saying in the upright would have been like you balancing everything perfectly, but it's not balanced because there's this light, this calling, this wisdom that is awakening within you. And the more that you keep trying to go into areas and start new projects with those who have conflicting beliefs than you, will make you feel nothing but lonely. Nature has taken you as a child, and they knew that there was a time where you would forget about them. But in this moment, they're saying that call is just us holding the light for you to remember that you are part of nature. I'm hearing like to you to them, to the nature that the fairies and the elements and the animals that you hang out with and the trees and the everything, like they hold you to the regard of princess. They keep saying you're our princess, and they've known that since you were a child. For the masculine energy, prince. Put it to where it's meant to be. But I said princess only because we got Queen of Earth, which is more of a heart energy rather than the mind and structure. And there's a little girl on here. So this is all about the softness. This is all about the getting out of the minds and the ego of what others think and what you think you need to do, and just allow these new things to come. Because I think you're having new feelings, new something. And that's why this new, like, I think on the outside, you put on like a really calm face. You put on such a calm, cool cat face for a werewolf. You've been doing it for a really long time, but with everything up in the air, bringing it back to as the crow flies. You can keep juggling this all you want, but it's not going to get you to the answer, to the wisdom, to the light that you are going to step into as the leader. That full illumination, that full moon, the cats don't know that. That's a werewolf thing. So keep juggling all you want, but all it's going to do is exhaust you and leave you feeling lonely. It says, opens you up to knowledge from the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future and be a guiding light for the future. You don't even know who you are going to be. Well, I keep hearing that you've tried to be a cat for so long that you don't know who you are. Obviously, this reading has just helped you realize that there's a little bit of this werewolf in you, this wildness that wants to come out. And I'm so excited for this because the energy that I'm tapping into, you're gonna create cool things. It's just because you don't have your I don't give a damn filter on anymore. I feel like before you were so scared of other people not being happy, and now you're just like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. And you're gonna create, and it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be like edgy or something. That's what I'm getting. And this edginess is just gonna like really enliven you. And now they bring me back to my shirt, and it's like, so long and thanks for all the fish. And so if you don't get that reference, it's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And so that's what I just saw, was like the fish, like, or the dolphins all starting to raise up. And that's like, you don't even know who you are in the future, and it's just gonna raise up. There's this cool change, this shift in consciousness to come. The dolphins raising up, there was more to that, and then I left, and then I lost my thought. But maybe I'll remember when I rewatch it again sometime. Anything I'm missing? All I'm hearing is dogs rule and cats rule, or something like that. So yeah, all I want to say is you got to go with the flow no matter what. It's like, do you want the river to be calm and cool, or do you want it to be boiling? So if you want it to be calm and cool, it's just to be who you are. That's the straightest, most direct path. Or you can go the bubbling way, try and being cool, and you will learn, but it's almost like you have to unlearn so many other people's things that it's just easier just to go your direct path to the future. There's lights and stars and everything shining, so especially the moon. So we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.